here. So anyway, thank you for everybody coming out. We all know this is not a happy ending story. It's obviously it's a sad story, but we are going to bring some sunshine to this family, the Mendozas. And 3 weeks ago, when I was approached about was there some way we could help the family, we talked about what we could do for them. And obviously we can't do anything medically for Lori, but the one thing we could do is we looked at their financial picture and realized that Chris is going to be facing a very uphill battle to meet his financial needs over the next number of months. We don't know how long. Unfortunately, there's no timetable on this. But, you know, I'd like to start off with a bit of a happy story, if I may. About a week ago or so, I was watching on social media, there was a family from Cochrane who were spending their time in Hawaii. And they were a Filipino family, and they had their 2 kids with them. And they talked about the fact that they spent a whole year saving their money, working hard to take their kids to Hawaii for a wonderful getaway, a 1 week. And I kept thinking to myself, you know, in Canada we have such opportunity. You look at Alberta, you look at Cochrane, the support we get. Families can plan happy getaways, holidays, whatever it is. Then I had to think for a minute, and I realized the Mendoza family spent the last year, and that was the last thing that they could do, was plan any kind of happy getaways, facing 4 operations for brain cancer, 3-year-old, a 7-year-old, Chris, of course, struggling to get by. They exhausted all their finances. This put them in a very difficult position. So many of us can relate to the happy story. We can all understand what we can do with opportunity. But when you don't have that opportunity and you're faced with a health challenge, all those other things don't matter anymore. So I want to say that this will be a great example. What I'm unveiling today is not what I did personally, it's what this community did personally. And I think it's important in the story of the success of what we're about to share with you is the fact that it was a community-driven initiative, people from all different walks, and I have all the names here of the groups. Rather than talk about the individual donations, because they were everything from $5 to $5,000. And so we didn't want to isolate people to say, thank you for $5,000 and not talk about $500 or $5. This is about accumulation of people coming together. So we have some recognition here. I'd like to, if I may, just take a moment. Blake Richards said he couldn't be here today, so he sent along a little bit of a congratulation to everyone here. I just read it. It says, "Dear organizers, volunteers, and support of the Mendoza family, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude for your efforts in supporting the Mendoza family during these trying times. It is inspiring to see how caring residents of Cochrane have come together so compassionately to help each other, especially in dire times like what the Mendoza family are meeting. Your generosity and compassion towards the Mendoza family is a testament of strong ties that bind Cochrane. Within the Filipino community, of course, where the strength of family bonds and resilience is the hallmark for which you all work so hard to achieve. We are grateful for the efforts that have been made so far for the Mendoza family, and efforts like this today support our families in need and the challenges ahead. I know all will continue to offer support, prayers, and messages for the hope of the Mendoza family. Your efforts will make a fundraiser success, and your kindness and compassion towards neighbors are inspiring. Thank you, Blake Richards." I would now like to invite, representing the town of Cochrane, Jeff Chinong, our mayor, could not be here today because he happened to go to the beach where the Batistas were just visiting, so he's out there enjoying himself on the sand. But of course, we have with us Susan Flowers, Deputy Mayor. Please welcome Susan Flowers. Susan, I'm sure you have a few words that you'd like to share.
Oh, it's overwhelming. Thank you to everyone who participated and made this such a great day and such a great community. Cochrane's amazing because of people like all of you.
You can say more.
I'll try.
Okay. So I'd like to highlight, if I may, and as I highlight these individuals who are here today, who have made major donations and have been a part of this, I'd like to ask them to come up and join me if they will. And if you will, we're just going to create a bit of a circle right here. We have our press, our media friends here today. So I would like to ask from Cochrane Toyota, Ryan Baum, come up. Ryan? Now, I'd like to take a moment and mention what each person has done, because some of these roles are more than just financial support. Right from the beginning, when we started this campaign, I approached a Rocky Mountain Rotary Group, and they said immediately, what can we do to make this successful? So Ryan here is past president, but he's working very closely with the president as well of the Rocky Mountain Group, which are coming to be a main part of our community in the last 2 years. They've done a lot, and they continue to do more. So Ryan here represents not only Rocky Mountain Group, but their group have paid for all the food that we're supplied today through bubble tea down the end there and here today. So a big thanks to Rocky Mountain Rotary. Ryan actually has 2 roles today. And then follow that up, Cochrane Toyota, which Ryan happens to be a partner in that with his dad. We all know Alec Baum, another guy who's certainly worthy of recognition. They jumped on board immediately and said, you know what we'd like to do is offer a 1-year service commitment certificate for $2,000. Any service you need on that car, Chris, you just go to Cochrane Toyota. So the combination that Cochrane Toyota and Rocky Mountain made was $3,500 right out of the get-go. So I should tell you that initially when we talked about this campaign, everyone was hoping that we could raise, I want you to keep this in mind, $5,000 was the goal that we were looking for. So in a few minutes, I think you're going to be pretty happy. I know I sure am. Let's see, number 2 on the list, I'd like to invite Martin from the Lions. Martin, if you want to come up here. We all know the role that the Lions play in the community. I can highlight one of their initiatives was extremely successful. They worked in conjunction and partnership with Rotary, and they built the Bull River Edge RV site, which is a spectacular setting. Your Lions have really recognized in the community. You've done a great job, so we appreciate their contribution. Number 3, who did I have here for number 3? I can't count. Oh, Barb, Home Treasures. Come on. I want to tell you about Home Treasures. They are probably one of the great providers of support in our community. I wonder, has anybody ever been into Home Treasures or maybe our favorite mall? I gotta tell you, the moment I went to Barb went to her committee, and it seemed like the next day they phoned back and said, we're in. And they made a very substantial contribution. And Barb, thank you very much for that. Number 4, I would like to see the representative of McDonald's. I know Monique, if you could come up, please. Monique is one of the managers here in Cochrane for Kendall Summers, the owner of the McDonald's, and Monique and her team. I will also point out, Monique is also a partner of Bubble Tea just down the road here, so she was super excited about being involved in this. And of course, McDonald's, Kendall was great. He said right away, I want to help, so thank you for that. Number 5, Coffee Traders. Stephanie, where are you at? As you all know, the mayor owns Coffee Traders, and the mayor is away, as I explained earlier, he's not with us today, and Steffi is the manager, and they were on board immediately. They were one of the first donors as well, so very appreciative. And of course, Mike Batista. Thank you. Oh, he's as you all may know, Mike is the president of the Filipino Club, but he's also partners with Bubble Tea down him and Monique, and they also have another partner, which I think is Grace. Is that correct? Grace, come on up. Now, here's the part. There's a reason for bringing them all together, because to my earlier statement, a collaborative effort, and if you don't know what a collaborative effort is, it's when a group of people come together to support a worthy cause. And I would suggest this family is an extremely worthy cause and has proved itself today. And in a minute, I'm going to show you just how much it did prove itself. So, if I may, I would like to move to the presentation part. Now, if I would like to have Chris, could you come up, Chris? Chris, ladies and gentlemen, is the husband of Lori and the father of the two children. If you guys could all just step a little bit further that way, go that way. Yeah, just out of sight of the check, over here, over there. Chris, you and I are going to show these people. Now, we just take this Now remember, our goal was $5,000, okay, which would have helped them for approximately 3 years. Chris, take the end.